There's a stud right there. Look at that guy. Still thinks he's swimming. God, it's a thick fish. Oh yeah. Around here in northeast Georgia, on the lakes. Come on now. Shucks. There we go. Let's give him a measure. Fishing's been tough. I'm just like, I haven't been to this lake in a long time. I had good days out here though. God, he's thick. He's gonna jump off. 16 3/4. There's a decent one. No tournament this month on iLeague. We're taking a month off. Derek bought a new house, so he's moving, and I'm really busy around here doing local dinners and parties and stuff. So we'll see if we can get another one. God, he smashed that fluke. I said, this grass just looks too good. Oh my God. See if we can get a cast to catch. I need to put a video out. I haven't put a video out in a minute. Fishing's been just horrendous. Well, I've been trying new water. I've been over at Hartwell. I'm about to give up on my area there. I don't know. I got to do something different. I have a cool area, but it fishes so dang small all the time, and it's just, I don't know. Hartwell's not my favorite lake, but there is a lot of tournaments there, and I need to find something good and reliable. I know there's got to be some more big ones. There's a lot of, like, all the bait is still on this grass flat. I mean, as far as like little perch and bluegill, fry from the spring. It's now about 1.5 inches, 2 inches long. Of all the lakes on the Burton chain, this one has the least amount of like herring and shad. Come on now. I'm getting no head. Yeah, maybe I should try the dang. Let me take a few casts with the glide bait. This might be a chance to catch a big one. There might be a big one in here. Got kind of a deeper channel over there. Got a little wind on the water. The fluke is great when it's crystal, when it's flat. But I feel sometimes when there's a ripple on the water, they just can't see it. It's got to be close to them. I wrap a little wire around my Nessie right here. Some lead wire. Keeps it from rolling over on his back. If you don't do that, that's all it does. It just rolls over. Oh, I threw it off again. I mean, I can get it this time. Why does that keep happening? I might have a nick up in the guide. How am I nesting? I don't know. The line snapped way down there. I need to change that line. It's been on there a minute. Back to the fluke. Come on, biggin. I know there's a biggin out there. Come on now. Can't go wrong with the fluke. This is my Memphis fluke technique. You want to make it hop along the water. You want to make it to try to look like it. Keep it as still as, like, in the same area. A lot of action, but really going slow. When you're standing up, you got your XI3. Always make sure that thing is reset back down to 0 so you don't get jerked off the boat. Happened to me one time, but I just fell back in my seat. This Mexican guys were they were working. They about, oh my god, that was the entertainment. They got a kick out of that. Like I didn't break something in the boat.
It is now our favorite time of the week. Let's open up the Tackle Talk podcast mailbag, powered by Dakota Lithium. This is the Tackle Talk podcast mailbag, powered by Dakota Lithium batteries. Adventure awaits at dakotalithium.com. All right, our first question here is from Colton. He says, "Hey, Andrew, I've got a question for you. My lake is in the middle of the turnover right now, and on multiple occasions, I've seen some tank largemouth from the boat just cruising the shallows. I've tried pitching finesse baits around these fish, but they show no interest. Now, I'm not asking how to catch them, as that answer hangs on so many different variables. However, I'm wondering if you've personally ever had any success with these types of fish, and if so, what's the story? Thanks." Hey, Colton, great question. And ironically enough, I haven't run into this too much this year, but my buddy Jeff texted me about probably a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now, and he said that he was at a big public reservoir. I'm not going to name it because we try not to spot burn places, but a place close to where we grew up, a place we're very familiar with. And he said he saw like 4 or 5 huge largemouth cruising the top of the water, exactly as you're describing, except it wasn't in the shallows. His was over 20 feet of water. So these fish were doing exactly what we were saying, just obviously over very, very deep, clear water. It's even weirder. But they were just hanging out at the very top of the water column, kind of moseying around, not doing anything in particular. And in that situation, yeah, I guess you could probably chalk that up to turnover. That's a deep reservoir. It just turned over. Those fish are probably thrown out of whack for a few days because their whole world just got shook up. But for you, you said it was in the shallows. And I think, and I don't know for sure because I don't know where you're at, I don't know your water temps, I don't know any of that kind of thing, but that could be another phenomenon.
Oh yeah.
To me, your situation sounds more like a false spawn. So we get that around here sometimes.
Get in it. Oh.
I had someone the other day that caught a fish that was trying to
my
spawn
gosh.
around here, so I know it is happening around here too.
That was freaking
Some
awesome.
fish just get confused when that water temp gets down in like the low 60s. There's some weird moon stuff going on probably those couple days, and those fish just get confused and they start to exhibit
On the old swim jig. Swim jig works pretty good here. That's a good one. They're all fat. They're all fat. Measure him. God, I'd like to get 5 bass today here. It's so tough for me to put a limit up here. I usually end up catching like 2 really good ones and then maybe 3, and they're all usually good. Can't seem to fill a limit. Ever. 17 3/4. It's a nice one. 17 3/4. See if we can get another one. Swim jig. We caught a bass on a swim jig. God, forever. But there's a lot of grass here. That was an aggressive school because I saw him busting. That was cool. Swim jig bite. Now it's hot. Like it keeps raining for a second. Put all my clothes back on. Because up here in the mountains, like you get wet, it's pretty much you're going hypothermic. I mean, maybe not well, it's depending on the time of year, but you'll have to end your fishing trip because you'll just get freaking. It's happened to me a couple times. I gotta take this off now. Ugh, burning up.
I'm Francis Durnley, and this is Ukraine, the latest. Today, we consider the Trump peace plan reportedly being mooted by his staffers. Here live from another vital summit of European leaders. We'll discuss a shopping list of weapons and munitions Western leaders
just blew up
over the next 2 months to support Ukraine. Later, following that missile damage to Kharkiv's iconic Dershprom building,
there he is.
Into the impact
Oh, he come off.
On Ukrainian heritage. Bravery takes you through the most unimaginable.
Whew. Number 3.
Glendale, California. This is the Adam Carolla Show. Adam's guest today, comedians Ben Bailey, Jody Miller, and Kira Sultanovich.
Oh gosh, come on.
With Jody Miller.
Get a picture. I'm trying to keep track of these bass. It's a smaller one. Still hooked. Barely. Hit it on the fall. Finally got one on the minnow. How big is this guy? This is how I used to measure all my fish on my lap. Come on. 15 1/4. I need 2 more fish. 2 more fish. Keep the camera rolling. So that's school. If I can find that school. Squeaks. That was on the live scope. Little eagle eye. School. I don't know, that might be 40 feet. Back up. Well, we're here in the tackle shop, and I had a lot of I had several comments. I try to answer every comment that's reasonable. But The Railblazer, they wanted to know how I attach the transducer to the pole. Well, there's no mount. There's no mount. Every mount is like for the Live Scope 2 transducer. So what I did, I just put a bolt through here. And that's it. It sits right on there. It works perfectly fine and it's free. And I've had no problem. The angle's right. Sits on there perfect. I put a little spacer there so it wouldn't get, rub against it, but that's it. Just mounted it straight to it. And I've been very, very happy with the system. It's working out really good. And caught some great fish today. Well, not great fish. Caught some decent fish. Try to figure something out. And really appreciate you guys watching the videos and sharing them around and commenting, because I will try to answer any comments. And if you guys want to try to get together and do some fishing, or you got a good bite out where you're at, I'll travel out there. So, like I said, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart and all my subscribers. Channel's growing a little bit. We might get to 2,000 here in the next few months, possibly. So, that's it. Have a great evening and see you on the next one.